So Honda has officially announced the 2023 Honda XL 750 TRANSALP. They released it today at the EICMA show in Europe, and everybody is super excited about this baby. I don't know who doesn't want this motorcycle. Sounds super awesome. It looks pretty good. Sounds super good. Is it perfect? By no means. It's not perfect, but I'm really interested in what this does with the motorcycle market. Does this mean that Yamaha Tenere 700s are going to be $10,000 again? Let's hope that we got a lot of quantity of this bike, and let's hope it just pushes the market way down again. We can only hope, right? 4-stroke, 8-valve, parallel twin, 270-degree crank, unicam. The technology they learned from the 450R motocross bike, which is the same engine as my 450RL, they took that technology and the unicam and they're putting it into their parallel twin. They're saying 90.5 horsepower at 9,500 RPMs. Ho, 90 horsepower. That's close to the 890. That's close to my 790. And that's 20 horsepower more than the Tenere 700. I don't think most people are going to be up in the 9,500 RPMs. Most people don't. 55.2 foot-pounds of torque at 7,200 RPMs. That's pretty good. The compression ratio is 11 to 1. 755 cc's. Woo! The engine package sounds good. It sounds good. Everything we need. That's plenty to move around the country. The parallel twins are what we want. It's the most power and the lightest weight package. There's a lot of technology in this engine. It's a good engine. I'm super excited about it. Oil capacity, 3.9 liters. It's going to give a longer period between maintenance schedules. Let's talk fuel capacity. 4.5 gallon tank. 4.5 gallons. I think 5 is the best. They're damn close. That's livable. 16.9 liters. 17 liters instead of 18. It's pretty damn good. They're saying 54.1 miles to the gallon. It's like 245 miles per tank range. That's pretty good. 6-speed manual transmission, chain drive. Frame type is steel diamond. There's a lot of technology into this frame. Lighter package, lighter than the CB500X frame. There's a lot of technology in this bike. Curb weight, and as I understand, curb weight is on the curb of the road, which means it's full of fuel and oil and gases and fluids, and that's a wet weight from my understanding. 458 pounds wet is what I believe that to be. I could be wrong, but that is awesome. That's pretty damn good. That's competitive. Seat height, 850 millimeters. I think that's like 33.5. And they're talking about a lower seat option to purchase. On the Africa Twin, you could just adjust the seat, and the seat in the low position on the Africa Twin, I could flat foot. So I don't know if you're going to be able to adjust this the way it sounds. Might not be able to. The front suspension is a 43 millimeter Showa. They call it a separate function fork cartridge with 7.9 inches, 200 millimeters of travel with spring preloaded adjustment. That's not that bad. That's not the greatest, but that's not that bad. This makes me think the suspension is going to be pretty good, where it's actually dual cartridge, right? Separate function means it each has its own cartridge. It's pretty good. It's going to perform well. So they're trying to make it ideal for everything. What people are complaining about is there's no adjustability in it. Well, I don't think that's a problem because most people don't adjust their suspension anyway. A lot of people don't even check their suspension to see where it's at from the dealership. So if it has adjustability in it, you adjust it to where you like it and then you leave it. Most people don't touch it, but if they do touch it, that's what they do is they set it up one time and then they don't touch it. And then like if there's adjustability in it and you adjust to it and you still can't find it, well then you have to revalve it or you have to respring it. And then once people respring or revalve for what they like and for them, they don't touch it again. I think the components inside the suspension are going to do good and it's going to feel good and ride good. People might have to make some adjustments to it, but you almost have to do that to all motorcycles. I always fit in the Honda's like weight and size. The suspensions are usually good for me. But yeah, 7.9 inches of travel, that's pretty good. It's got a remote reservoir, Showa shock, adjustable preload, operates through a ProLink swing arm. The ground clearance is 8.3 inches, 210 millimeters. That's pretty good. It's not crazy, but it's decent. Thank you, Honda. It's coming with a tube type 21-inch front and an 18-inch rear. Honda definitely intends for it to be ridden off-road. Putting the 21-inch front on and putting a suspension that's kind of middle of the road. It's going to give you a fair capability off-road. I think it's going to feel pretty good. Don't go poo-pooing on the suspension because it's not adjustable. Once you get it set for yourself, whether you spring it or valve it, or if you don't need to, like, it's going to be a good suspension. It's coming with a 5-inch full color TFT. It's a wet clutch assist, slipper clutch, LED headlights, taillights, Honda smartphone voice control. It's similar to the Africa Twin, I believe. And it's going to have an optional quick shifter. It's going to have engine electronics, throttle by wire. It's going to have a sports mode, standard mode, rain and gravel. And then you have a user mode where you're going to be able to choose what you want. It's coming with electronics the Yamaha doesn't have. I think this bike is more comparable to an 890 than it is the Yamaha Tenere 700. Tenere 700 is like less power, less cc's, less rider aids, less a lot of stuff. And the 890, I think, is king of the hill. Honda was shooting for a top dog, and I think top dog is KTM 890. It's going to have an urban pack, touring pack, adventure pack, a rally pack. So they're going to sell different models of it. And they have 3 colors. It's a matte iridium gray metallic and a matte ballistic black metallic, and then the tricolor scheme, the Ross white tricolor. It's paying homage to the original XL 600V. I think they introduced back in 1986. 2023 Honda XL 750 TRANSALP looks awesome. It's got the CB 500X kind of front end on it. I like the front end. It's way better than a lot of the stuff out there. Front end on Tenere 700 looks cool, but it doesn't do a very good job of wind protection. Not on the highway. The low front end fender doesn't bother me. People complain about it, but most people don't ride in anything that's ever going to cause that a problem. And it's better on the road. It just causes head shake and stuff when you have a high fender on there and you ride on the road. And then the low exhaust, like, that's just the way they've always made rally bike. I think they've always designed it that way because they're intended to carry stuff. Fuel most of the time is why the rally people do it. So they got to keep the exhaust away from the fuel. Obviously a lot of us aren't doing that, but we're carrying luggage, soft panniers, all that kind of stuff. I guess it's only a problem when you're dropping it all the time. I think the way this bike is intended, it's not full-blown rally off-road bike. It's more of a middle-of-the-road bike. Traveling miles on the highway and fairly decent at getting off-road and having capability off-road. Looks pretty cool, I think. People are going to complain about the exhaust. I don't mind it being low so much, but getting a skid plate and all that on there is like, could be a problem. All right, there's no word on pricing or availability yet. This is announced by Honda Europe. More than likely it's going to come to the US. Hopefully it comes in large quantities because everybody wants one. But what's the price going to be? I think it's going to be like $12,000. King of the Hill is the KTM 890. It's around $14,000. And you have a Tenere Tenere 700 that's supposed to be at $10,000. I think the TRANSALP will come in around $12,000 because it's more like the Touareg. It's got more horsepower and more cc's than the Touareg, but it's coming with rider aids. Not a ton of rider aids, but it does have some rider aids. So it's coming with some pretty good features that the Yamaha doesn't have. So I don't think you're going to get all these features and all this horsepower and all this advanced parallel twin for $11,000. It's not going to happen. I don't think so. If it does, hell, they better have a shit ton of them ready to go. I think it's going to be more like 12 to 13, 12.5 probably. If I had to guess, 12.5. We'll see what happens. We'll see. If it's 14, it's still like, I don't know. I think KTM still holds the crown. But they got to get it less than the KTM. I think that's their target. They're trying to match KTM. And they're trying to make an all-around bike, so we'll see. Like, I'm happy with this. I'm super excited. This makes me want to sell my KTM right away. And I'm really interested in what this does to the market. People stop selling Tenere 700s for $14,000. Get out of here when you can buy a KTM 890 for $14,000. And is my bike worth less money right now? Probably. I think so. I want one. I'm super excited. I want one. I'm ready to sell my 790. I'm ready to be all Honda. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Are you as excited as I am about the Honda XL750 TRANSALP? And are you going to try to get one? Comment down below. I think there's going to be a long line to get one of these. I think everybody wants to get one. Everybody's going to start selling KTMs and Yamahas. Believe it. We've all been waiting for this. Catch you later.